Kevin and I moved to San Diego from Seattle about 5 years ago, and we moved for Kevin's job, a company that he'd worked for previously, and he was offered a fantastic opportunity. So we moved to San Diego, and we thought, well, we'll come for 3 to 5 years to San Diego and really make it worth his while.
We were here for 6 months, and she said there's no way we're going back to Seattle's winter.
Yeah, and through other events that happened, it took us a little bit longer than we had anticipated to purchase a home, but we knew that we wanted to stay here in San Diego, and we wanted our daughter to grow up in this beautiful, beautiful city.
Our daughter started kindergarten at an elementary school in this area, and we love the walkability of the neighborhood, and it's like a family feel. You know, it's not a pass-through neighborhood. It's not where a lot of tourists are up here. It's a family neighborhood. It's a good place to raise her, and she's already kind of has her roots here in this area. She went to preschool in the area, and a lot of her friends from preschool are in the same elementary school, and she's in her first grade year now. So we wanted something definitely in this area, but unfortunately we were priced out of most of the houses in this area. And we had been paying rent for the last 4 years, and the rent steadily was increasing to what would equate to a mortgage. So that's when we seriously started looking.
Yeah, so again, when we originally moved to San Diego, we thought, San Diego, we must live at the beach. And when we saw what it cost to live at the beach, we thought that was kind of ridiculous. So we really happened upon the San Carlos neighborhood. We were driving out this way, and we saw a big balloon on a house that was for rent. And so that's how we found the neighborhood. Once we were here, we were like, this is home. It's 20 minutes to the beach. Love it. It's 20 minutes here. Love it. But when we're home, it is family. It is families all around you. We knew that we were putting our toe in the water, and we just happened to go to a house that they were the selling agents for. They had an open house. And we told Melissa and John, we're like, well, we're not even close to that decision. And they said, you know what, that's okay. We think that it's the best thing for us to get together. Let's get together, let's have a meeting, let's talk about what your likes and your dislikes are. We won't be starting too soon just to talk about that. So that's how we met them, and that was like our first meeting. It was just a very casual get together, talking about what we thought what we wanted. I felt like John and Melissa's approach was different than I had experienced before. There was not any pressure at all. And I felt like every time we talked to John and Melissa, I felt like they were like taking notes and making sure that they understood what we wanted. And of course, I believe we kind of changed our mind a couple times along the way.
To me, at first, I thought, man, they are young, but they are knowledgeable, and you can talk to them, you know? I felt comfortable talking to them. Some real estate agents, they come in with the approach like, if you're not buying now, you're not doing anything for me. I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. Right? That's the way I felt. And with them, it was like, all right, let's see what we can do in the future, you know? Mm-hmm. They were sending us quite a few houses to look at, and in neighborhoods that I didn't think were, I didn't want to raise my daughter in that neighborhood, and I thought, they're sending us all these leads, and they're asking us, well, okay, what about this property did you not like? And I couldn't really put my finger on it, but I thought, man, they're gonna just get sick of us. They're sending us all these great properties. It would be great for another family, but I just couldn't see us in it. And they just kept plugging away, kept looking for something that was going to fit with our family, and this house is great.
Yes, I would say that actually as we went along and we kept looking at properties, that is when my confidence was, I feel like it was built more and more with them, because they knew, we were walking through the house, and I felt like I was leaning on them. Even though they were younger than us and they looked very young in this business, I completely relied on them and felt like they were taking very good care of us. So we actually put an offer on this house, and we were leaving town for 2.5 weeks. So basically, the purchasing all happened while we were out of state. So John and Melissa were so on top of their game with everything. It was like, oh, the inspection, are you getting this set up? Can you check this for us? Can you set up this appointment? Can you see what it's gonna cost for this? And making sure that everything went along smoothly while we were in another state. So everything was done on the phone. Oh, we're e-signing documents. And I felt completely confident in their hands that they were making sure that everything was taken care of because we weren't here. So that's the biggest deal.
And we're sitting in the living room right now, and we own it.
I would definitely recommend them, and I would say that they're very hard workers, very trustworthy, and they are there with you from the beginning to the end of the process, and always checking in and always saying, you want this process to be fun. This is supposed to be a positive experience in your life. And we will use John and Melissa again when it's time for us to sell and buy and sell. Yeah. Thank you, John and Melissa. We're so appreciative. And we're gonna party like it's 1999.